HMO versus PPO health insurance. So what is better and what is the difference, especially if you're self-employed and have to buy your own health plan? Hey lovelies, it is Stephanie. Now most people say that PPOs are better because you not only have more doctors you can go to, you get to choose which doctor you get to go to, and that is absolutely true. But this video is specifically about self-employed health insurance. If you're buying your own health insurance plan and not through an employer, because HMO and PPO are a lot different when we're talking self-employed health insurance plans instead of employer health insurance plans. So let's start real quick with what are self-employed health insurance plans. So if you work for somebody else and they offer you health insurance, that is going to be what's called a group plan. To get that plan, your employer went to the insurance company and bought a plan to offer to all of their employees. So a group of people. Now, if you work for yourself, you're self-employed and you have to buy your own health insurance, also called individual plans. So to get that plan, you'll have to go to the health insurance company and buy a plan just for yourself or for your household, which includes your family. So for one individual or individual household, an individual health plan. So what this all coming down to is that group health insurance plans from your employer and individual health plans you buy yourself are different. They are structured different, they have different benefits and pricing, they have different departments and sales reps at the insurance company. And insurance companies will not sell a group plan to an individual, which is why it is so important to understand the differences between PPO and HMO on self-employed health insurance or individual health insurance plans. So back to the top, you are self-employed and buying your own health insurance and need an individual health plan. So now what is the difference between PPO and HMO and which is better? I am so glad you asked. So now in the world of self-employed health insurance, since the Obamacare marketplace plans laws and structure went into effect in 2014, our options, and I say our because I'm also self-employed and buy my own health insurance, our self-employed health insurance options have morphed into two groups: public health plans and private health plans. And within those two groups, we have 4 health plan options. Under public, that is just the marketplace, aka Obamacare, aka Healthcare.gov. They are public because they are run by the government, and they also offer a subsidy or tax credit based on your household income that could bring down the price of the premium of your health plan. The other 3 options are all private health plans, and they are run by private health insurance companies. Those 3 types of plans or 3 options are fully underwritten plans, short-term and limited benefit plans, and share plans, also known as Christian or ministry share plans. Now, this is where the differences between HMO and PPO, specifically talking with self-employed health insurance plans, really come into play. Because almost all the plans on this side, the public marketplace side, are almost all HMO. Where on this side, the private health insurance side, almost all of the plans are PPO. So for self-employed health insurance, it almost has come down to HMO versus PPO has become public versus private health insurance. Now let's get into the very specific comparisons. The first main one is referral. HMOs need a referral, PPOs do not. And referral is your doctor, your primary care physician, giving you permission to go see another doctor. And if you do not get that permission or that referral, your insurance will not pay for it. So you hurt your foot. First, you go to your primary care physician and say, hey, hurt my foot. The doctor says, okay, you need to go see a podiatrist. Here's the one that you can go to. Then you go see the podiatrist. PPOs, you get to choose which doctor you want to go to. So you can go straight to that podiatrist if you need to. You don't have to go to your primary care physician first. So you're paying for 1 doctor visit instead of 2. So the second comparison is size of network. So geographically, how far can I go and still find doctors and facilities that take my health insurance plan? So if you have an HMO marketplace public plan, then the answer is you cannot cross state lines. Once you cross state lines and go into another state, then everybody's out of network. So the only coverage that you have is usually life-threatening only. A PPO or private health plan is nationwide. So it crosses state lines and you will have doctors in network in Florida, Maine, Hawaii, Alaska. There is one exception to PPO plans that do not cross state lines. The few PPO plans that are on the marketplace public side do not cross state lines either. They have the same network restrictions as the HMO plans. And that is the same with the next comparison that we have, which is the number of doctors and facilities that take your plan. So PPO plans are usually quite vast. The most, and actually one of the largest networks in the nation, is the PPO network used by the fully underwritten plans. The largest meaning the most doctors and facilities, etc., that take the plan. If you live in Orlando and you're looking for a doctor, you're going to have over 2,000. You go to Chicago and you look for a doctor, you're going to have over 2,000. It doesn't matter where you go, you have just a vast number of options. Now, the PPO plan that the short-term limited benefit plans and also the share plans use is called PHCS, or multi-plan. It's a pretty big network. It's also nationwide. A lot of doctors and facilities are in network all across the country. It's not quite as many doctors and hospitals as the fully underwritten PPO network, but it is quite vast. Now, with the HMO marketplace plans, they have a lot fewer doctors and hospitals that take their plans. So since 2014, since Obamacare marketplace came into effect, the number of doctors and hospitals that take the plan has fluctuated greatly. So the bottom line is that if you have a doctor that you love, no matter what health insurance plan that you're looking at, whether it's an HMO or a PPO, just double check to make sure that your doctor takes that plan. So quick recap, PPOs are nationwide, there are a lot more doctors and hospitals that take them, and you get to choose what doctor you get to go to. HMOs don't cross state lines, they have fewer doctors and hospitals, and you do need a referral from your primary care physician to be able to go to a different doctor. So the last two comparisons that we are going to do between HMO and PPO when we're talking self-employed health insurance plans, we are going to be comparing deductibles and premiums. Now, before Obamacare and Marketplace, years ago, we thought HMOs were high deductible plans with lower premiums. Hey, we're paying less now, but if something happens, we know we're gonna have to pay more out of pocket. Versus a PPO, which is lower deductibles but higher premiums. Okay, I am paying more now, but that means I will pay less later if something happens. Now with self-employed health insurance plans, that is really not the case. HMOs and PPOs both have high deductible and low deductible plans, and of course everything in the middle. And we're talking from as low as $0 deductible and as high as up to $10,000. So really there's no longer any comparison. So then the final question is that, okay, well, what about premiums? How much do these cost? Now, an HMO or marketplace plan, they can go down as low as $0 a month if you qualify for that subsidy or tax credit, depending on what your household income is, which makes it the cheapest of all of the options. Now, if you don't qualify for a subsidy or tax credit at all, then the HMO public marketplace plans can become the most expensive health plans out there. So on the PPO private side, pretty much your premiums are going to be all there in the middle, depending on how you build out your plan. So pricing. HMO is the lowest and the highest, and everywhere in between, depending on what sort of subsidy you qualify for. And PPO is right in the middle of that. So HMO versus PPO, which is better for you if you're self-employed and buying your own health insurance? Public plan on the marketplace or one of these private health insurance plans? It all depends on your situation and your priorities. And to do a deeper dive on your self-employed health insurance options, watch this video next. I do an in-depth comparison of all 4 self-employed health insurance options, but I also include a 5th option, which is COBRA health insurance, for those of you who are considering going self-employed, and that option would be available to you. So watch that video next, and I wish you joy.